And we're just gonna outside of here.
So this is better. So I think this piece is large. So I think I'll take off my shoulders when I start the story. Then I'll come over and wrap you. So you can either sit on the stairs right when the story starts, you know. And if her comes up, oh yeah, just give her feet. She'll and I'm gonna put back all the other skies. I don't know why it was I thought Sky should play the sky, but she doesn't understand. Are you done? Yeah.
Well, howdy, howdy, stranger. Oh, no way. Oh, yeah. Oh, no worries at all. We will miss you. Oh, well, you know what? The first Sunday that we're back in January, not the first Sunday of January, I think it's the 8th. I think we might be slated to sing again. Here for it. Thank you. It's so cozy. Yeah. It's like it's Christmassy without being like bright crayon red, so it's like it's good all year. Oh, that's okay. It happens. Yeah. Oh, of course. I appreciate having you whenever you can make it. Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah. Something has really worked well, I think, last week. Oh. Ooh. Wow. Yes. Oh my goodness. I mean, even if I can't, I know a lot of folks who would be more than happy and, are up in the area. Yeah. I'll look her up. Yeah, it'd be lovely to have her. Well, that's why you just gotta like one day it'll stick and you'll remind her. Hmm. Oh, that actually doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me at all because maybe they don't. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. I like it. Yeah. Well, and some days, maybe you're processing through something and you need to just have that time for yourself. Oh, thank you. It's been a bit over a year because it would have been, I think, no, October, I think is when I was hired. But it was also like that weird time when like everything was like we were online. instead of being in person. So it was just like me and Tara and like Brad running the camera over Zoom. Thanks. Upon this moment, upon this people, upon this place, this holy comes, and sacred knowing brings sacred being, for sacred doing of God's plan. Upon this moment, upon this people, upon this place, the holy comes, and sacred knowing brings sacred being, through sacred doing of God's plan.
Aiden and I are welcoming you in. Come into this house where we welcome the certain and the seeking, the lifers and the newcomers, the beloved and the brokenhearted. This is a house of running and laughter, of light and hope, of peace and justice, of wholeness. Welcome in where we love the world from the heart of Pasadena and from the heart of our homes. Hello, our dear beloved friends joining us on live stream today. You are in the capable hands of Brad Wallace. He's waving behind the camera. Yay, Brad. This month's worship series is called Reflecting the Sacred. And we spend the month immersed in stories that remind us of the power of welcoming back the light in a time of long evenings and darkness. Today, we honor the story of winter solstice. We hope that you will return and join us at our candlelight Christmas Eve service. That will be Christmas Eve, Saturday at 5:30. And just a reminder that on Christmas morning, we won't have services here, but we'll be sending our love to you as you snuggle up in pajamas. Maybe you'll watch another UU Church's live stream, and we will be wishing you a Merry Christmas from afar. If you're new to Throop, please fill out an information card. We would love to stay in touch with you. You'll find those in the pew back in front of you. Or if you're online, Brad will drop a link to our online guest book in the chat.
Upon this moment, upon this people, upon this place, the holy comes, and sacred knowing brings sacred being, and sacred doing of God's plan.
Each one of us is a light in the world, and the flame from our chalice symbolizes and reflects that light.
Our time together in worship is intimately connected with our daily lives. As a symbol of that connection, we light our chalice with a flame from our candles of hope and witness. John Sues wrote, "To be of the earth is to know the restlessness of being a seed, the darkness of being planted, the struggle toward the light, the pain of growth into that light, the joy of bursting and bearing fruit, the love of being food for someone, the scattering of your seeds, the decay of the seasons, the mystery of death and the miracle of birth. We also light a second candle to honor the people and ancestors whose lands we now occupy. The land under and around Throop was once and still is the home of the Gabrielino Tongva Band of Mission Indian peoples. May this knowledge and awareness lead us into seeking justice and equity for all. We now light a third candle symbolizing our watershed, the Arroyo Seco. May their waters continue to nourish the life of our communities. We now take a moment of silence, holding all of these in our hearts.
All right, congregation, guess what? We're singing again. So if you feel able and your body is ready for it this morning, if you would go ahead and stand with me, would you sing me a line back? Just sing, "Where is the light?
Where is the light?
Yeah, so every time I point at you, you're gonna go, "Where is the light?" All right, let's do it. When it's late December, dark and cold, where is the light? When old man here is bending low,
Where is the light?
when the sun runs off to bed too soon, where is the light? And there's nothing but a skinny moon. Where is the light? Can you tell me where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me. When it's dark each morning when I rise, where is the light? And it's dark when my eggs are frying, where is the light? When it's dark when off to work I go, where is the light? And it's dark again when I get home, where is the light? Can you tell me where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me.
And friends, turn gently to your neighbor. Welcome them into worship this morning.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. I'm burning bright like kerosene. Where is the light? I'm twinkling like the Pleiades. Where is the light? I'm dancing like a candle flame. Where is the light? I'm flaming like a fruit flambe. Where is the light? Can you tell me where is the light? This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
And this morning, thinking about winter solstice, we extinguished the old fire from the past year. The dwindling of the sun's light in autumn is a reminder that even as the old year dies, so must all living things in order to make way for the new. We extinguish this symbol of the old fire, symbolizing those old ideas, commitments, the selves that we are ready to shed. And it is symbolized right there in that candle. Soon we will welcome the new light. But for now, let this be a brief pause, a flame extinguished, the new flame not yet kindled.
For our responsive reading, the solstices, your response will be, we are called to reflect the sacred each and every day. Now, if y'all please, we are called to reflect the sacred each and every day. Awesome. All right. The solstices teach us that darkness comes, that darkness goes. The solstice teaches us that light comes, that light goes. We are called to reflect the sacred each and every day. The solstices teach us calmly, silently, to be calm, silent, learning. The solstices teach us as we circle the sun that everything flies. We are called to reflect the sacred each and every day. The solstices teach us to remember the dark, to remember the light, to remember time, to remember the seasons, and remember to love as we circle the sun. We are called to reflect the sacred each and every day.
Our lesson today is The Rebirth of the Sun from Circle Round by Starhawk and Diane Baker and Ann Hill. Circle around and I'll tell you a story about when the sun was reborn. It was the middle of winter and the sun had grown very old. All year long, the sun had worked hard, rising and setting day after day. All year long, the sun had fed everyone on earth, shining and shining, giving energy to the trees and the flowers and the grasses so they could grow and feed the animals and the birds and the insects and the people. And all year, the sun's gravity held tight to the spinning ball of the earth and the twirling ball of the moon and the 8 other whirling planets, if we include Pluto, as they traveled around and around until the poor sun was dizzy watching it all. Now the poor sun was so tired she could barely make it up in the morning, and after a very short time, she needed to sleep. So the days grew shorter, and the nights grew longer, until the night was so short, it was hardly worth getting up for. And night felt sorry for the sun. Come to my arms and rest, child. After all, I'm your mother, and you were born out of the darkness, billions and billions of years ago, and you will return to me when all things end. Let me cradle you now as I shelter every galaxy and star in the universe. So night wrapped her great arms around the sun, and the night was very long indeed.
Why does the dark go on so long? Won't the sun ever come back again?
The sun is very tired, but maybe if you say thank you for all the things the sun does for us, the light may return in the morning.
The children sang songs to the sun. They thought about all the things the sun gave them.
Thank you for growing the lettuces and the corn and the rice and the wheat. Thank you for growing the trees of the forest and the seaweed in the oceans and the krill that feeds the whales. Thank you for stirring the air and making winds that bring rain.
Every time a child said thank you, the sun began to feel a little warmer, a little brighter. Wrapped safely in the arms of the night, the sun grew younger and younger. But at last the children had to go to bed.
We will stay up and wait for the sun to rise again.
Can I stay up too?
You can try, but you will get too sleepy. But you can light a candle, because all fire is a spark of the sun's fire. Put your candle in a very safe place and let it keep vigil for you as you sleep and dream of sunrise.
So the children lit their candles and put them in a very safe place, and each flame was a little spark of the sun's fire. And the sun peeped out from between the arms of the night and saw all the little fires and began to feel warmer and brighter and younger still. Early in the morning, the old ones woke the children, and together they climbed a high hill and faced to the east in the direction of sunrise. They sang songs to the sun and ran around trying to keep warm. Familiar. They waited and waited to see what the dawn would bring, and the sky began to turn from black to indigo to blue, and slowly the sky grew light. A golden glow crept over the horizon. Night opened her great arms, and in a burst of brightness, the sun appeared new and strong and shining. For in the long night, the sun had rested well and grown young from the songs and the thanks of the children, young as a brand new baby, born out of the night once more.
The sun has returned.
The sun's reborn.
The people cried and danced and sang to celebrate the birth of the new day, and then went home to breakfast. The end.
And this morning, the children's program will be participating in a beautiful evergreen winter spiral on the back patio. Thank you, Rachel and Jake, for leading today's program. And the congregation sings them out. Those words are in the order of worship.
For you shall go out in joy, for you shall go out in joy, and come back in peace, and come back in peace. For you shall go out in joy, for you shall go out in joy, and come back in peace, and come back in peace. Blessed be.
Our pondering is Solstice by Gary Kowalski. Night has its own kind of beauty, different than the beauty of day. Night is a time of sleep and dreams and inward visions, a time for pause within activity. Darkness is an invitation to imagining and storytelling, to using ears instead of eyes, to listen to the world in its stillness. Darkness is the den of the life in germination, and darkness is a portal for death that opens to eternity. The mystery of all time past and endless time to come. At the center of our being, there is light and there is darkness.
the known and the unknown, the named and the nameless, the finite and the infinite. Light and dark are different, but not opposed to one another. Like two parents, they are friends with one another and with us.
Children of the earth, we have come to sing to each other, sister to brother, songs of our mother earth. Children of the earth, autumn soon will breathe her last breath, and quick will her death bear witness to winter's birth. Children of the earth, can you feel the air getting cold as darkness takes hold and sleep covers Mother Earth? Children of the earth, we have come to sit in the darkness, breathe in the silence, think of our Mother Earth.
This congregation holds us through all of the seasons of the year. This church community is ours, and we support it through our gifts of time, our gifts of talent, and our gifts of treasure. For those of you that are able to make a financial contribution today, thank you so much. If you're joining us online or in the room, you can offer a contribution online, and Brad will put those links in the chat. You'll find the links in your order of worship. If you're here in the room, you can place a gift in the plates that Kate and Teresa are about to pass down the aisle. And if your gift should count toward your pledge, we ask that you use that green envelope and to make sure you write your name and indicate that it's for your pledge. Thank you for all the ways you support our life together. The morning offering will now be gratefully received.
I am light, I am light. 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 I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. I am light. I am light, 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 I am light. I am not mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that caused me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light, I am light. I I am light, I am light. I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age, my race, my soul inside is all light, all light. I am light, I am 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 light.
In a spirit of gratitude, we lift up our thanks to those that are supporting this morning's worship service. We thank Brad, our live stream operator, Terry, our worship associate, Rachel and Jake leading the children's program, Teresa and Kate, our greeters and ushers, Cynthia, our coffee and conversation host, Megan on music, and Hillary for all of your administrative support and warmth throughout the week. As we give thanks for this offering and all the ways we support our Throop community, I invite you to share in the words of the response to the offering that you can find in the order of worship. For the ministries of the church and our community, we bless our offering with love and hope. And then we gently turn from offering gratitude to the support of this community. We turn our hearts and our thoughts a little bit outward toward the earth as we share in our promise to our planet. As members of the family of living beings on earth, we are guided by the Unitarian Universalist principle of respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part, with hearts filled with love for it, eyes nurtured by its beauty, and minds ruminating on ways to protect its sacred and scarce resources. We promise to nurture the well-being of all life and of the planet itself. And I like to remind you that that nurturing of all life means nurturing of your own life. So I invite you to take a gentle pause and to take a breath in and to exhale. And to find a place of ease in the pulpit, to open your hands upward on your lap. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable. And take another just intentional breath in and out. In these moments, if it's difficult to entice your mind to settle down, if you cannot listen to the world in stillness, that is okay. Just take another gentle breath and gently release the tasks or to-dos that might be popping up in your brain, and to thank them. Because really, they're just trying to take care of you and ensure you get done what you think you need to get done in life. And as you take another breath in, bring into your mind's eye a time of day that you love. Is there a moment in your day when you get to catch a breath? Get a little bit of time that's just for you. Perhaps it's the moment when you see your children as they come home from school. Or maybe it's the simple joy of cooking in your kitchen or tending to plants that are in your care. Whatever that scene is for you, I invite you to put it in slow motion. And as you hold that scene in your mind, imagine particles of sunlight gently coming down and surrounding it. And let that reflection of light be an anointing of hope for seeing more and more of life through the lens of the sacred. And sit for a moment and continue to breathe and listen and feel with all your heart. In this sacred pause, we remember that we are deep wells of the sacred. May we be refilled in ways that can help us find hope throughout the week. Breath of life and breath of love, we give thanks for this present moment. We give thanks for the darkness. And as we hold this moment of stillness, may we take this practice of sacred pause into our daily lives. Amen and blessed be. And in this sacred pause, we kindle a new fire. The winter solstice marks the beginning of new life. That growth is symbolized in the waxing of the daylight. We extinguished the old fire a few moments ago, and now Terry lights a candle symbolizing our hope for the new year. Into this new light, may we bring all possibility for ourselves and for all creation. May the returning sun illumine our minds and warm our hearts. May we move in the light and give birth to good ideas and worthy projects in the new year. May the solstice light shine in each of us.
Enter the night and you'll find the light that will carry you to your dreams. Enter the night, let your spirit take flight in the field of infinite possibilities. Wrap up in the cloak of starry darkness, child, and you'll find the center of all things. For from this space of the deepest, darkest place, life eternal does spring. Enter the night and you'll find the light that will carry you to your dreams. Enter the night, let your spirit take flight in the field of infinite possibilities. So when you find that spark, when you dream in the dark, hold it close to your heart and know that all that you see is all that can be when you give birth to the dreams in your soul. Enter the night and you'll find the light that will carry you to your dreams. Enter the night, let your spirit take flight in the field of infinite possibilities. Enter the night and you'll find the light that will carry you to your your spirit take flight in the field of infinite possibilities.
Darkness is an invitation to imagining, to using ears instead of eyes, to listen to the world in stillness. There are moments in our lives where it feels like the universe is taking a deep breath with us, and we are enfolded in a pause that lasts for seconds or for a lifetime. The suspended stillness that comes right before you hear the first cry of a newborn baby. When you lean in for a first kiss. When the doctor says it's in remission. It's the suspended stillness that comes right before your beloved breathes their last breath, before you tell your partner it's over, before you hear the doctor say it's terminal. Your entire life in those moments suddenly stands still. The moment stretches out beyond your soul. You feel as if the whole entire world has stopped, and you are forever changed. There is so much power in these moments. There is a holiness and stillness in which all of life can be heard. These are times in which we can connect more deeply with the core of who we are, who we understand ourselves to be, and whatever we understand or know as the holy. These moments are impossible to schedule. We don't know when they are going to happen, although we know that at some point life will indeed throw us a surprise. And there we will be, motionless in the midst of all that is. Different cycles of the years feel especially suited for us to reassess our busy lives, to realign our actions with those values we hold most dearly. Gives us a chance to think about, is the way I'm living the way I really want to show up in the world? And winter solstice is one of those times. The Latin roots of the word solstice combine the words for sun and standing still. And on December 21st, we will be tilted as far as possible away from the sun. And that afternoon, the sun will appear to stop moving southward. And for a moment, it will be as if the sun itself is taking a sacred and holy pause before it appears to be making its way northward once again. Solstice comes twice a year, but we can create simple rituals in our lives that allow us to capture our own sacred pause. A time out of time when we reconnect with ourselves and what we name as holy. In the book, The Power of Ritual, Turning Everyday Activities into Soulful Practices, ritual is connected to finding meaning and joy. Now, the word ritual, when you hear it, it may bring to mind elaborate Catholic masses, or it may bring to mind beautiful and intricate tea ceremonies. But ritual is something that you yourself can hold in your very own hands. And the power of ritual is defined as patterned, repeated ways in which we enact moral emotions. Emotions like compassion, gratitude, awe, bliss, empathy, and ecstasy. These things that have been shaped by our evolution and woven into the very fabric of our culture. Simple, meaningful, ongoing ritual is important in our lives because it fosters a sense of connection with our own selves, a sense of connection with others, with our earth, and of course with God, or what we name as sacred. And these layers are all interdependent upon one another. So this morning, I'm not asking you right here on the cusp of Hanukkah and solstice and Christmas and the Rose Parade, I am not asking you to start one more new activity in your life. Don't worry. I'm actually never going to ask you to do that unless I'm asking you to volunteer at the church. But what I am asking you to do is to reflect on practices that you already have and how you can gently shape those into a meaningful, everyday ritual. Kathleen McTeague, a UU minister, identifies 3 important elements in any ritual or spiritual practice. She says it needs these 3 things. 1 is repetition, attention, and intention. And she says if we put those into any practice, that we can make a ritual out of almost anything. So we need to be clear about our intention. What are we inviting into this moment? And then, of course, we need to bring it to our attention, coming back to being present when we're doing whatever that is. And then the repetition. It should be something that we do every day or almost every day, or maybe at least every week if we're being generous. Let's take a moment for that siren. And put some intention into hoping that everyone involved will be okay. So just because you take a walk every day at 3 p.m., that does not make that walk a spiritual practice or a ritual. It's a habit, and if you love doing it, it's probably a great habit to have. Recently, Tom Hawkins shared with me some of his own experience in bringing the power of everyday ritual into his life. Tom wrote in part, "Blessed with 86 years of living," and Tom's right back there in the back pew. Hello, Tom. Thank you for letting me share this. "I need no convincing that life in its most ordinary daily pursuits is sacred. I have been an atheist most of my life. Now I am doing my best to learn from Confucius. Washing the dishes, doing the laundry, cooking a meal, paying a bill, all sacred rituals honoring life. Daily chores are now celebrations of the life force." A part of Tom's intention that he puts into these practices is the close, careful attention he pays to the trees that are just outside his windows. As Tom lovingly showed me around his home, he pointed out each and every tree. They are like living neighbors to Tom. Tom noted the seasonal changes, the birds that make their homes there, the blossoms that provide color certain times of year and then fade. In that way, for Tom, rituals make visible the invisible connections that make our lives so meaningful. A daily ritual for me is writing in my journal. And because I do it almost every day, that's the repetition part. Each morning I make a cup of coffee while greeting the morning sun peeking in through my kitchen window. And once the coffee is made, I light a candle, and I do that to help bring my attention into the present moment. Before I write anything, I remind myself, you know what? This is my time. This is my time just for me, where my attention can be right here. I do all I can to be fully present. And then part of my journaling is reflecting on and writing out, what do I want my energy to be like today? Do I want my energy to feel grounded? Do I want it to feel joyful? Do I want it to feel connective? Do I want to be present? Who and how do I want to be? And being able to write that out is the intention that I put into that daily practice. So I'm human, and so I am perfectly imperfect in my own everyday rituals that I try to do. Some days they start way too early, and I don't have time to light a candle and write all my thoughts in that journal. Other days I pick up my phone too soon, and then all of a sudden my morning is overcome with text and emojis and funny little videos that I might get from George Patton. And other times I do it and I just feel really disconnected from myself in that moment. But I keep doing it every single day because sometimes it's perfectly perfect. On Wednesday, when the sun stands still in a sacred pause, I invite you to let that be your own pause in between breaths. Your own pause in between the busyness of these holiday days, in between appointments, in between getting from here to there. And on Wednesday, is there just one practice that you already have and claim, one habit that you already do that you can gently shape and put some of your own attention and intention into it? And if so, let that be a time when holiness is heard in your heart, in your mind, and in your soul. This morning, as we honor the sweet stillness of solstice, we will practice the connecting power of ritual together. We will take a simple act, either bringing forth a gift of winter that you may have brought, or the simple act of lighting a candle on this table. And I invite you to put all of your attention and intention into it. So we'll do this in stillness and in relative silence. I ask you to refrain from talking to other people, even me, and to put your attention into what you're doing. And as you move forward from the pew to the table, as you place an item or light a candle, to be aware of the other people in the room near you. And as you light a candle or place your item, to do so with intention. What do you hope to hear in the stillness of this moment? And as you come forward, remember at the center of our being, there is light and there is darkness, the known and the unknown, the named and the nameless, the finite and the infinite. I lit a final candle for our friends joining us on the live stream. At the center of our being, there is light and there is darkness, the known and the unknown, the named and the nameless, the finite and the infinite. We brought into this space, put attention and intention into richly colored leaves, a card, a pine cone, a flower, candles lit, and the hope that in the days to come there would be rest, there would be healing, there would be care for those in need, deeper connection, love, and a sense of belonging. In the days that come, may the darkness of winter hold you. May the eventual return of the light reflect the sacred in you and the sacred in those around you. Happy holidays. We sing our closing hymn, Deck the Hall, number 235. Please rise as body and spirit allow. Place a hand on your heart, reach out to someone in the room or on the live stream. Our chalice is extinguished. We carry its light with us. When you see the lights twinkle, when you notice the light all around you, remember that the light is revealed over and over again in our lives. May your brilliant presence shine through to a world so in need of each and every one of you. I love you all. Go out and love the world. Amen and blessed be. Please join us for coffee and conversation in Throop Hall.
Just a little postlude. They have to make you guys wait for Linus and Lucy. That'll be Christmas Eve. I make you all wait for it. Oh no! Okay, we'll have to play that game. always do, anyways.